tere tulemast meie tänasesse live-videosse ja kuna Nisarga on praegu Eestis, just pühapäeval lõppes lommi kursus ja homme algab massaažikursus, siis me otsustasime, et oleks vahva teha teiega selline mõnus suhtlus läbi siis videokanali sellel korral. Ja täna me tahame rääkida 7 printsiibist, mis on olulised hea tervise saavutamiseks ja hea holistilise tervise saavutamiseks. Ja need on sellised printsiibid, mida Nisarga on ise kasutanud oma klientidega, millest ta räägib ka kursustel. Nii et ootan ise ka huviga. So Nisarga, I just did a little intro saying that you will introduce 7 nice principles which have helped you and also your clients.
Welcome, Tere everybody. First of all, thank you for joining this call, and if you joined the call, we would like to invite you to ask any questions or share with us, so it will help us this life and this conversation about health. And I think health is such an important part of our life. You know, one of my teachers from Hawaii, Serge Kahili King, he has these quotes that describing what means aloha. Aloha, love and happiness means to be healthy. And I notice in my life that it is truth. When we are not healthy, it is difficult to be happy. If you maybe go back with time to times when you might feel pain or aches or something happened in your life that you wasn't at your best, would you be able to find that full happiness and joy? No, we couldn't, because we are in a state of worries or anxiety. So I feel like health is such an important part of our life and how we can stay healthy. And another thing I would like you to contemplate over in this life, what health really means. Because I noticed that in Western society, in our society, health is all about exercising, all about body. And I see some examples of people just exercising and still not being fully healthy. They might still suffer from some aches or pains, and they go to doctor, and the doctor does x-ray for them, and they say, but you are healthy. Yeah, and the person comes to the doctor saying, no, but I don't feel healthy. Yeah, my body, you do x-ray, MRI on me, you check my blood, and everything for you looks good, but I don't feel healthy inside, either emotionally or there is some physical pain that the doctors cannot show us, and so there is a bigger question what really health means. And I think because from a spiritual perspective, for me, we are body, mind and spirit, so the health is not just about our physical body, about our fitness, but also our emotional health, like how we can be emotionally fluid, how we can express our feelings, emotions, how we can be aware of our feelings and emotions on the daily basis, how we interact with others when we are intimate with others, and how we can bring those feelings. And then there's also that spiritual aspect of health where we also are contained with our mind, with our spiritual practice, where we can have that time when we really can look on our life, look on our body from a bigger perspective, that we are not just a body. The body will die at some point. We are something more vast, and so that spiritual health is about how I can be sane with my spiritual practice.
Good.
So those, I think, are important things to reflect. So I'm wondering, what does it health mean to you? If you can write down and on this live, what is health for you? So we can just start interacting more than us just having conversation. So it would be more, I think, interesting for all of us. I see Darek. Hello, Darek. Hi, Iris. Hello. We love you dearly. There's few more people that I don't see right now. But if you can share with you on the chat, like what is health for you, and how do you see your health in life? That would be really fantastic if we can have that interaction together, because we can't really see you, just your little tags, but we are happy to have that engagement.
Yeah, and I think like 10 years ago for me, health was, like you said, like your blood tests are good, x-rays are fine, you're healthy, you're in one piece. But now I understand that health for me is balance. Like the 7 pillars you're gonna talk today, it's so important to find the balance, and there's always something you can improve a little bit. And that's I believe that's the key to health and happiness. Just finding what needs more attention, more love, more awareness.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, more love and more awareness. I think this is important also to look into that aspects. But the seven principles that came to me lately. I was on Art of Healing Festival lately. I was presenting what is health, and I was presenting few elements there. And after event, I realized that actually I could expand it in few other principles. So today I would like to talk about these 7 principles. And the first one is about breath. Yeah, our health in very much very big area of our health is how we're breathing. And I noticed that we all know about breath, how important it is, yeah, because oxygen goes into the cells need oxygen to produce energy obviously we need for daily activities. That's a no-brainer. But how often do we use full potential of our breath? That's a different question, and I would like you to really pay attention that you expand daily your breath, not just being aware of breath, because this is one part of it. We can be aware of breath, use breath as a meditation, and it's beautiful to stay with breath, but how you can fully engage. You know, we are breathing 20,000 times a day, and each breath has huge potential for transformation and improving your health. So really, when you walk or when you go into some more vigorous exercises in the gym, or running, or whatever else you do as a form you are taking care of your body, really bring that awareness that there is always a capacity to improve your breath and breathe deeper. So for example, for me it is important that every day when I do my exercises, I come to the point where I really expand my breath to full capacity. At least for 5 to 10 minutes I do something really vigorous breathing, so I can train the muscles. Really, it's about training the breathing muscles that are taking part of inhalation and exhalation, and that will tremendously increase the energy for your life. So this is one simple way of looking into breath as a way of kind of energizing our body and bringing it into the full potential for our life.
And now they even say that why exercise, going to the gym, why it's like antidepressant, like it's de-stressing for the body. It's because for the rest of the day, people, they just sit behind the desk and they don't even notice the breath.
Yeah.
They go into exercise and they need to breathe. It's just they feel they need to breathe deeper. And after the session doing weights or running, they feel amazing. A big part of it is because of the breath, oxygen. Yeah, and it's huge. Of course, it's the good hormones and everything, but it's just the breathing. And if you don't have time to go to the gym, maybe you do like Nisarga, 5 to 10 minutes, really vigorous breath.
Yeah. Look, when you are sitting and when you are in the office for many hours and sometimes in the same position, what happens for our body, the fascial network in our body after 20 minutes starts kind of drying up. So if you are in the same position, sitting position, compressing all this lung area, you know, because I see often we're not sitting like so straight and doing the computer work. If you go to normal office, you will see many people hunched, and so all the, you know, the lung area is compressed. All the fascia around our lungs is compressed, doesn't really expand. And if you're doing it for 8 hours a day or 5 hours a day, and you're doing it for months or years, this has a tremendous impact on the muscular structures in your breathing apparatus. So you need to find a way, some time for the day, half an hour, 1 hour, that you keep on opening that breathing area, the thorax, the lungs, you know, the intercostal muscles, so you can keep the full potential of your breath, not just the shallow breathing. You know, if you breathe shallow, most likely you will be exposed to fear, to anger, you know, to the emotions that will not allow you to live your full potential. To people who are breathing shallow, I often see those are people who are suffering from depression very often. There's no way that somebody who is breathing fully and know how to feel fully will be suffering from depression. There's no such person on this planet. I like, show me that such person, and I will be very curious. There's no way. So really pay attention to that as in the first principle about breathing. The second one is about movement. Yeah, we already start talking about this topic a little bit, how movement and also is connected to breathing a little bit, that we're having this sitting lifestyle, and it's so important to move, you know. I think our body was designed for moving, so it is important that we keep on moving. And I was just lately came to this beautiful understanding why movement is important. You see, we have a heart as a pump to pump the blood in our system. Yeah. Then we have a diaphragm to move our lungs and pump air into our lungs. And what is happening to our lymphatic system? You know, lymphatic system is lymphatic liquids are injected to our system to clear the cells, to detoxify the body. And the only pump for lymphatic system to actively engage in our body is through the movement. This is the muscular movement that is engaging lymphatic liquids to inject to our body, clear up and remove toxins, and keep it in a healthy state. So movement is so crucial from that perspective, but also through the movement we are keeping our fascial network lubricated, our joints lubricated. If you move, you are also moving your joints. So you're keeping whole your skeleton, your skeletal structure in a healthy state. You know, and I very often see that sometimes people who are you know, suffering from some pains, they are going to doctors, and doctor prescribe do not move. Mm-hmm. And I think this is the worst. It is opposite. The movement can help, but the key is how to find find the movement that will support the specific pains. You know, because through the movement you can lose weight, through the movement you can keep the fascial network more healthy, joint more healthy, and then pain can and through the movement you can heal often the pains. So this is other way around, that when I see somebody coming for the treatment for me, for body work or breath work, and they have some injury in the body, first I diagnose how limiting is the movement in the joints, and then we work together as a team to create the optimum movement, so the person every day engage with the movement. They don't stop the movement, because when you stop the movement, it will increase the pain, it will increase the you know, disability. You have to keep on moving, but finding the movement that will support the healing, this is the key. So through the movement we can actually heal and keep the body healthy.
And it's so good that you mentioned, like, you've seen people coming with pains, and they've been told not to do specific movements, avoid. And when you avoid, I think people, they get fear of movement, like, oh, I need to be careful. But like, why you need to be careful? You need to know when it hurts, how much it's hurting, and what you can do about it. So it's rather than finding solutions, like external solutions for the pain, most of it comes from inside, like really circulation, and the system can clear itself out.
Yeah, it's a good point that when we are then going into the fear, then the fear creates more pain, the pain creates more fear, and we are in a vicious circle. So how to come out of vicious circle? Use the breath and use somebody who can advise you the optimum movement for your condition. So of course, if you are suffering from knee pain, you will not be able to run, but perhaps you can have 10 minutes of a slight walk, or maybe you can start from some other exercises that will engage upper body more, and build the strength in the upper body, and then slowly in the feet, and then eventually maybe you can also run after a certain period of time. But this is really important to keep on moving and finding optimum movement.
I'm gonna tell a joke in Estonian.
Okay, go ahead.
Täna hommikul mulle saadeti selline pilt, kus oli kirjas, et esimene tekst oli see, et trenn ja jõusaal, see lihtsalt ei tööta minu jaoks, see ei toimi, mul on sellest kõrini. Ja seal all oli kiri, et mul on nii kõrini, et täna ma lähen ise kohale ja vaatan, mis värk on. Seega point on see, et mõnikord need mõtted on suured ja me ütleme, et meile asjad ei toimi, trenn ei toimi, liikumine ei toimi, aga me ei ole seda tegelikult praktikasse pannud. Nii et mine ise kohale ja vaata järgi.
That was very funny.
I'm gonna explain you later.
Okay. And I see Iris mentioned, because unwinding is the natural intelligence out body has. Beautiful. And you mentioned something about health before. I have a difficulty to. Oh yeah, health. So Iris said health is feeling comfortable with myself. That means bringing more awareness every single day to state of being single day, being sensing what I can integrate today to make me feel comfortable. Breath is a huge part of it. This good news is that we have 24/7 available. Yeah, this is very good news. Yeah, it's beautiful what you wrote, Iris. Yeah, I really resonate with that. And so what is the third principle? It's about meditation. So, what is meditation is basically helping us to stay present. There is a past, there is a future, and there is this little moment that is already gone. And it's actually never exists because it's already gone, but it's linking our past and our future and help us to, respond instead of reacting. Because when we are in a state of reaction to the stimuli from outside, we are disempowering ourselves. We are disempowering ourselves from living our full potential. So the meditation is the major key to help us to be in the present moment. But also what is important about meditation, that when we are in a state of meditation, whatever we do, which includes already 2 previous points, breathing or moving, we can start bringing awareness. And this is very crucial because it will help you stay healthy. Very often I see people running in a so unhealthy way that I'm feeling like, oh my God, if somebody could really teach you running, because dear, your knees will be damaged in half an hour if you keep running like this. Really, I see it so often. It's so how to bring that awareness that we can move in a healthy way, because our body has specific aerodynamic and we need to really pay attention how we're moving, so we are not using it in a bad way, but we are maintaining our health through the movement. Because very often people do moving, but they're doing so intensely, over intensely, and they actually hurting themselves through the movement, lifting too much weight or running in a wrong way or whatever else they do. And I see that often the people start intense training after doing nothing, and they don't know how to do it. They don't have that awareness and meditation to feel the body when they're doing it, and then after 4 months they have injury and they stop doing everything and they say, okay, look, did you see, I injured myself. So the awareness and meditation is so crucial because it helps us to maintain the health, can help us to be aware and feel our body and sense, am I healthy in my body, or is it part of my body that are not feeling healthy? Are part of my body that I don't feel at all, perhaps? So that really helps us to also stay healthy in the physical body, but I think most important meditation is about keeping our spiritual health, because it keeps our mind at peace. Mind is such an important part of our health. If we overthinking, if we're going too much into anxiety about mental activities, then we are not feeling healthy. My body, the body can be healthy, but we are not feeling healthy. So meditation can help us to take part of that mental and spiritual part of our health.
And also meditation, in a way, it's looking into your ego. So because many injuries, they come because of ego. Like we have this goal. We need to get to the point, but there's ego which gives the directions, but it might be not the loving way, or being aware of what's happening in the body or with emotions. So I think now we're also dropping the belief that meditation is, like empty mind, you're not thinking. Actually, we do have a monkey mind, and it's impossible to keep the monkeys quiet. And it's normal to feel many things when you're in a meditative state. And just to understand, it doesn't need to be just a blank mind, like no thoughts. There's a lot happening.
Yeah, great. So there's so many different kinds of meditation. We're not going to discuss it what and how, but do meditate. Find 20 minutes, half an hour to do daily, and expand that state that you can start bringing awareness to your sensations, to your thoughts, to your feelings. This is so important for our spiritual health. Do you meditate? I'm curious also.
Let me see, maybe somebody wrote.
Yeah, if you meditate, you can comment, like what do you do for your meditation? How do you keep your spiritual health engaged?
Hello, Peter and Marie.
Yeah, Krista also, Peter and Marie, hello. Good to see you, and if you can comment anything, any kinds of meditation that you like doing, or how do you meditate, and how long do you meditate daily? What is your thoughts on meditation? Please share with us. It will help us to engage and make this life more interesting for you. Good, so we wait for any comments about meditation, but we're gonna go on for the fourth principle, and this is the diet. Yeah, and this is the big one, and of course this could be a separate life about diet, what diet, how diet, but I think the most important is about how we, about nutritional, healthy food that has no preservatives, colorants, sugar. Those things are killers, like modified food, modified flour, soda drinks. This is killers, and I see that many people who suffer from anxiety or depression is because they put crap in their body. Those are toxins that I'm talking about, and if we put toxins into the body, we cannot expect that this body will function in a healthy state. After a while, after months or years, the body will create this illness. And diabetes is a huge one. There's like $30 trillion spent on treating diabetes in America. you know, and this is very severe illness where you can die, and the treatment is lifetime treatment, you know. So and that is major cause of diabetes is bad diet, you know, toxins that we putting into the body. So for me it is important to look into nutritional healthy food, and I don't want to say this diet or that diet, this is good or bad, because everybody has different blood type, everybody has different habits and lifestyle. But really eat healthy, eat nutritional food, avoid stuff like I said, sugar and processed food, preservatives, and drinking a lot of good quality water, pH 9, pH 9.5, makes your body alkaline. A lot of greens, a lot of citruses, you know, which can make it alkaline. If we keep our body in an acidic state, this is illness. You know, acidity in environment brings illness. So keep your diet really balanced in a healthy, nutritional, organic, preferably in fresh, local food.
And in Estonia, I think it's not mission impossible to get organic foods. Just you need to know like which farmers to trust, and it's going back to the basics like cooking at home and preparing your own food. It's just removing the bad stuff. If you don't know how to remove the bad stuff, just maybe add the good stuff in the beginning, like the greens, and like in Estonia we have forest berries. These are the best kind of foods you can add to your smoothies or desserts. So you can still have desserts, and we love desserts, but depends which kind of sweets are we talking about. So maybe next time we can do like a cooking video.
Cooking video, next live, healthy.
Thumbs up for cooking video.
Yeah, if you want us to make a live about cooking, healthy cooking, let us know, put thumbs up or make a comment, yes, and then we will think of, Oh, we have somebody saying yes. Iris, thumbs up. Thank you, Iris. We will think about it. So diet, it's quite an important one. And then we have emotions. The fifth element is our emotions, and this is our emotional health. And you know, I see that our body stores emotions in a form of our body remembers every experience, everything that happened to us. Our body remembers as an emotional matrix pattern, and each one of us had experience in life that was somewhat traumatic, or you know, accidents, and we were not able to express those feelings in the moment, and they become emotions. They get stored in body, started to create you know, specific armoring. And why this is happening? Because the body wants to have protection from not feeling. So when that come to our life, we disassociate, the body disassociate from sensations because we don't want to feel pain, and that also cuts off from pleasure. So emotions is a big one for pain syndrome, for having some tensions, also in cancer treatment. You know, I don't know if you watched this movie on Netflix. It's called Heal, and there are cases of people diagnosed with cancer stage 4 that were working specifically only through emotional you know, fluidity, addressing their emotions, and they were able to cure the cancer. So really, like the way our body stores helps us to, through emotions, to keep more fluidity and be able to express. And we are feeling beings, you know, each moment in our life, each second, there is some feeling. And you know, me personally, I started all developmental work 20 years ago because I was disconnected from my feelings and I felt numb. you know. And when that numbness came to my life, there was a point that I hit the bottom line, and I said, I don't know what's going on, but I have, like, I wasn't even aware that I wasn't disconnected from my feelings. It's just from the perspective I see, I was just numb, and I was looking for something deeper, something that I can feel and express. And this is so important. We find that expression in our life, that we can express our feelings without hurting others or ourselves, you know. And that helps to release from the body also toxins which body can remember, or blockages that body remembers from some traumatic events, and keeping that fluidity in the tissue, because through emotions we are engaging full system. Our nervous system circulates our muscles, our blood circulation, our lymphatic system, our breathing. Everything is actually impacted by us being connected to our feelings. So by expressing, by being able to be connected, we are in a very healthy state.
And I can see that one of the biggest traumas actually for people is that they just say that they don't have time to feel, or they can't allow themselves to express in a relationship or work environment. But it's, even if you know what's happening inside of you with emotions, that's huge awareness, and I think that's the key with emotions. You don't have to express to other people, but if you know what's going on, because sometimes it can be like, you know, like playing a ball. You say something, then you get the response, and there are different ways to deal with difficult emotions, but just being honest with yourself and allowing yourself to feel what's happening in this moment. So it's not like you are just hiding it and hoping you will never feel this emotion again, because it will come up. If not with emotions, it will come up in the body. And we see it so often, like with breath sessions and with body work. There are so many connections with our physical body and stored emotions.
Definitely. And you know, I'm talking about, we talk about expressing emotions, as Kati said, it was a good point, that it's not like from now on you have to like express it all the time. There will be situations that you have to kind of, you know, be aware of your emotion, but you can express, let's say if you are, you know, in a company meeting, and then you having some business meeting with your bosses, or you are the boss, and then you meeting, and then of course you're not gonna burst crying because you're feeling sad, but it's still okay to acknowledge, okay, I'm sad, and connecting, being aware of that sadness. Where is the sadness in my body? What are the sensations in my body that brings that sadness? And perhaps after work, if it's still there, I can go and express that sadness in some ways by crying, or just acknowledging it without pushing it away, because we also tend to pushing emotions away as a way that they are not comfortable. We think of like sadness, fear, anger, something uncomfortable. We want only joy, happiness, and love in our life. It doesn't work like that. You know, emotions is energy. It doesn't matter if it's joy, happiness, sadness. This is all the same energy, just sensations in your body are different. And you might feel that this is discomfortable because it gives you some discomfortable sensations. But it's completely the same. So if you avoid feeling sadness, that means that it will cut you off from also feeling joy and happiness. Because you essentially you are cutting off that energy, that feelings is not okay. So embrace the feeling as they come in the moment, in whatever form, because they will help you to feel what's present.
And 5 years ago, all what you say now, it was just like gibberish to me. I didn't understand how can I welcome the negative feelings, because in my mind I had negative and positive, but right now I can promise you it's doable, because it's getting easier and easier. I can observe myself while I'm having a conversation with somebody, having a meeting or a difficult, stressful situation in the traffic even, and I'm aware what's happening in the body. Like you said, like where is this feeling in my body? What's the sensation like? And it's actually bringing me joy. If I feel anger, I'm so joyful that I'm noticing it. It's a weird concept, but it's doable, and I'm sure it's different for everybody, but I'm just ecstatic that I feel the emotions, and it's not like 1 week or a year later I'm there, and I'm there for myself.
Beautiful. And also, like for example, I see that very often in my courses that people are uncomfortable with sadness, and for me, actually, sadness it's a beautiful expression of the heart. When we cry, the heart clears up, and I call actually happy sadness. Very often, when people cry, I'm so happy because I know how beautiful it is to be in this state, and I very much encourage for any sort of expression that happens in the present moment to keep healthy state of emotions. And we have Iris commented, our body is always listening. Yes, that's very wise. Yeah, our body is always listening and gives us signals each moment. If it's happy, if it's unhappy. When body is not healthy, it will give us some signals. And the key is to listen to those signals, because sometimes, the body starts giving little signals. Oh, there's little ache, and we kind of, it's very little. And then next day it comes little ache, and we again ignore it. And then after 5 days it's getting stronger. And in 5 years, it can create a severe pain. So, but if you start listening to these very initial symptoms in the body that tells you why you aching a little bit here, what's happening here, and if you go and check yourself and find a way to deal with this pain, how you can heal that pain, then in very early stage you can prevent yourself from creating some unhealthy situation. And so by this example, I want to jump to the next principle, which is touch. So as I give example, for example, that your body is giving you signals, yes, that sometimes, I have little aches here and there. So touch is extremely important to maintain our health. When we are born, the first thing we crawl to the mother's breast to feel that connection and to feel the touch of mother, because it's kind of, we have so many feeling receptors in our skin that through that receptors we are sensing the world, the environment, and through the touch, through being touched, we are connecting with this, with intimacy, being intimate with others. And this is crucial, I think, for health, to also being intimate with friends, with family, with people around you, so you can have that connection. And then of course touch, body work is an amazing way to align the body. So when our bodies start telling us, listen, there's some aches here, do something about it. What you do, you find some good body work therapists or massage therapists, and you simply go for massage, or exchange with a friend, once a week, and that will really prevent you from creating some bigger tension in the body. So that's an amazing way, the touch, to stay healthy and also expand our awareness, our physical awareness of sensations. Millions of receptors all over the body, in our hands, feet, face, everywhere we have receptors to feel the pleasure, and the intimacy. So by touching, by being intimate with others, by massaging and being, and receiving the body work, we are taking care of our health. So I just want to ask you, how is it for you with massage or bodywork? Do you receive it regularly, or you wish to receive regularly? And what's your point on touch? How are you with touch in your life? Do you touch enough? There's another also thing I see in society, that we are very touchy about touch. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I see people going to nature and they touch the tree and hug the tree, and it's kind of normal. But then if you see, like in some city, I don't know, big city, you go and you touch somebody on the street, or you hug somebody on the street, like you touching tree, they will be like, they will feel crazy, they will feel offended. Yeah, and for me,
I don't want strangers to hug me in New York or.
Yeah, but like, what's wrong with loving nice touch, And it's already like, because in our society it came to like some abuse, or and you want something. But what about you just touching somebody because you feel like want to connect with somebody? And of course there's some boundary. You have to kind of ask for it, and then you cannot just like keep on asking. But I am kinesthetic and I love touching. And for me, and I love being touched, and for me, it's so natural to just touch people, and I find it really beautiful way to interact with others, because for me, somehow touch is about communication. I feel through my touch and I communicate through my touch. So I think it is an important part of that 7 elements.
But can you tell us which is your favorite bodywork to receive? Like when you've been doing many workshops and you just want to relax, which is your favorite?
I really pay attention to how it is given, not which bodywork is given, but how it is given. Because I love myofascial energetic release. This is some amazing bodywork that aligns the body through fascial network. I love Lomi Lomi Nui, very fluid and very sensuous bodywork that use a lot of oil. I love deep tissue work. I love Ayurvedic massage. So many types of massages I like. But I would say that for me it is important that the giver is really giving it from a space of awareness and love. And then the technique is secondary, because I know amazing methods that were given to me from a space of complete unawareness, and I was so annoyed by that approach to my body, because when I'm touched, I want to be touched from a space of love and awareness. And when that is done, no matter what method is done, I really appreciate, because the person, I feel being seen and being kind of heard and acknowledged, and it's most important for me to, and I think it's another point for being healthy, that when to be acknowledged and acknowledge others, with acceptance where they are and who they are, without judgment, and love and presence. So I would say the state from where it's done is most important than what it is done.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What's your favorite bodywork? Do you have any favorite bodywork? Let us know, comment on the live. What do you love receiving? Maybe just caress, or intuitive touch, or you have any specific modality that you go to, rolfer once a week, or rebalancer, or MER therapist. Here in Tallinn we have many MER, myofascial energetic release therapies. So are you meeting your therapist often? And Iris said, I love touch, massage and hugs. Touch is sacred because it has to come from the heart. My favorite massage
Let me guess. Is Lomi Lomi?
Is Lomi Lomi Nui. Welcome in the club. We just finished Lomi Lomi Nui here, Iris, in Estonia on Sunday. It was amazing, beautiful space. Lomi is also one of my favorite massages. So thank you for sharing. What's your favorite style?
I feel like getting a head massage tonight.
Yeah, head massage. For Kali, doing head massage a bit.
Yes.
From state of awareness and love.
Yes. And you're not a stranger, so that's fine for me. You know, we're also very different.
Yeah. Okay, and the last one, the 7th principle for healthy living, I found it is intention. And I noticed that you know, we make some New Year's Eve resolution when we, you know, when we're having this, you know, very fatty December, eating a lot, drinking a lot, partying a lot, and then we're feeling really down and we're feeling like, oh my God, now I'm gonna make this resolution. Or sometimes we make this intention where, you know, we're having some painful breakdowns or something happen in our life that we say, this is it, I'm making this intention, I'm gonna change it. So we're starting from 1st January and we intensely starting doing something to improve our health, either changing diet or exercising or doing those things to help us change. And what happens, month later, we, you know, 1st February, we don't do anything, we don't kind of see results, and we drop all it. And I think this is that kind of intention is setting up for failure, because it doesn't come from a space of appreciation, love and gratitude for who we are already. So we're setting up goals that we want to very quickly achieve something, and being impatient, and we want like in 1 month to be finally super healthy. But listen, if you don't live healthy life and you want healthy life, it will take a lot of patience to create a lot of new habits. A lot of new habits about moving every day, breathing every day, changing your diet every day, meditating every day. This is quite a lot of stuff to take into consideration. So the intention must come from like a bigger vision in your life, like what it is in your life that you want to live healthy for. You know, why you want to bring your health to your state that you can every day be at your, you know, highest energetical level, more spiritually fulfilled, you know, emotionally fluid. What is your deeper you know, call in life? So that intention has to come from like something that becomes your daily habit for the rest of your life. It has to become your daily habits that you wake up and first of all it's like, I am healthy. And from that perspective, from that intention, you will be able very patiently stay with your program, whatever that program is, and be patient that the changes will happen sometimes after a while. You know, sometimes months, sometimes years. So, and it's not about ending result. You don't do it for ending result, because you will be disappointed always, you know, because what is the ending result? What it is that, you know, this is mind trick that we are aiming for ending result. We're saying like, oh, I want to, you know, lose that 5 kilos. And then you say to yourself, you catch yourself a few months later, oh, I'm 4 kilo left. And then you're disappointed. Oh, 4 kilo, you know, because you wanted 5 kilo, lose 5 kilos. So that setup really creates anxiety for you and creates a goal-oriented intention. And that will create stress for you. So rather than that, creates an appreciation for your body, self-love, gratitude, and start creating new habits. And, you know, implementing new habits creates sometimes 66 days. Every day creating new habit, new action, it will create new neurotransmitters in your brain, in your body. Physical and chemical reaction will be injected to your system to start being healthy. But be patient with it, and always appreciate to what you are and where you are with your health and with your body. Even if you are not at your best health right now, appreciate those areas of your health that works, because we all, looking into these 3 stages of health: physical, emotional, spiritual, there will be always some areas that you will feel healthy. So look on those when you feel healthy, appreciate them, and start creating new habits to expand in this full 3-dimensional health matrix, so you can really be fulfilled fully with your healthy living.
Yeah, and I feel that sometimes unrealistic goals or promises to ourselves, they are kind of like self-harm, because deep down people, they know already that they're not gonna get to this point, but they set it anyways on 1st of January or even maybe today, and then they are going to be disappointed and they feel like, oh, I let myself down again. And it's part of self-harm, because it's not coming from like a heart space, like respecting my body, respecting my health, and that's one thing to think about. And if something is important to you, your intention, you will always find time. And if it's not important, you will find excuses. So many excuses. I have like a leftover list of excuses for many things. And on some things, it might not be so important to you. So don't set it as an intention for your future. Just focus on what's important for your health today, this year, this, I don't know, lifetime.
It's beautiful what you said about finding excuses. Also, with this approaching a new state of health and creating new habits, as I said, it takes 66 days, and it's not going to be easy all the time. There will be times when you might feel resistance and trying to find those excuses. And there's a saying, for first 22 days, it's hard. For second 22 days, it is messy. And the last 22 days is extraordinary. So the reward at the end of creating new habits that then become like your natural way of living will be extraordinary, because you will be really shocked how your life will change. And I am asked very often about people like, Nisarga, you are crazy. You are doing 3 workshops sometimes, back-to-back, week-long workshops a month. This is insane. And on the top of it, there's so many things you're getting involved. And the one thing that I can do it, and it's not really difficult for me, it comes naturally, because I created so many habits that supports my health. And I have so much energy that I run workshop, I come after workshop, and I still have energy to run, to take care of other stuff that is not related. And then I have 1 or 2 days break in between week-long workshops, which are really intensely physically teaching bodywork or breath work. And then I'm fully refreshed, rejuvenated, and ready for another one. And so I believe that very much this is thanks to my healthy lifestyle habits that I created over the last few years specifically, that this became my focus, that my health really is priority, because my vision is to be in service. To be in service for people, and to share with what I love doing. And if my health is not at my highest peak, then how I can teach about body work, about breath work, when I'm not healthy myself? So creating that habits from that vision that I want to share myself fully, and I have to be healthy for that, is tremendously giving me huge passion, drive, and energy to do what I'm doing so intensely.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. So I think it's been about 1 hour.
Oh, really?
I think so, yeah.
That's a long life.
I think this is the long life we ever done at Body Awareness Institute. So we're gonna slowly come to closure. If you guys have any questions still, please ask or share at the bottom of the live anything that you would like us to post about health, or perhaps there's something like life about diets or cooking that came up and Iris put thumbs up. So we will do this one. If anything else you want to hear from us about holistic healing, about breath work, body work, movement, and the stuff that we were discussing, let us know what you would like to hear from us, and we are happy to create more content for you.
Yeah, definitely. And if you want to see this guy in real life, not only in Facebook Lives or photos, then on 8th of November, it's going to be ecstatic dance in Sauemõis in Tallinn, near Tallinn. Et siis te saate teda kallistada, they're going to give you hugs and loving touch.
Yeah, come on party, it's going to be a great party this Friday, 8 to 11 p.m. I'm super excited, we're going to rock it. So come down, celebrate, and stay healthy. Ciao.
Bye.
We love you. Have a good night.
Good night.